going. What's up, everybody? Is today Wednesday? I don't even know what day. Yeah, today's a wacky Wednesday, right?
I think it is.
I think it is too. I don't know. Joel, I never
Yes, it is, because we have league tonight.
I never know what day it is.
Yeah, it's Wednesday.
Never know what day it is. Today's Wednesday.
I don't
Thank
either.
you. It's a wacky Wednesday.
Yeah, in the summer I know what day it is. But
you can follow along on All Disruption Network social media platforms. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook. And we're also live on Twitch. Shout out to EJA Moving Services, the professional movers. When you're ready to move and relocate, when you want to pick up your office and move your office, have Eddie and his crew do it at 315-335-0516. They give you free boxes. They pack up your boxes, and they bring those boxes wherever they need to go. It's a great, reputable service. EJAmoving.com is where you can find them online. Shout out to my good friend Matt Grabsky over at Joey's 307. It's 307 Mohawk Street. You want a delicious seafood meal this week? You want a revolving dinner menu? He even does catering. You got to call him for a table because it's the only way you're going to sit in that place. It's 315-864-3527, 315eats.com. They're doing a special dinner with Uncle Louie, Freddie Rubino, and Mike Marino coming up on Saturday. I think there's tickets. I think there's do you know by any chance?
yeah, he's got some tickets.
There's a couple tickets left. I know people were eating them up.
Not that I know Matt's business.
You do though.
Not really. A little.
Kinda.
I'm a stalker.
If you want to have a good, you're a stalker. If you want to have a good meal with the Uncle Louie boys, Uncle Louie, Carlo, and Freddie Rubino, Mike Marino, call the number 315-864-3527. He's also serving alcohol now too. So go down, get some vino, get a good meal. Joey's is doing it big. They're probably the talk of the town right now.
Oh, absolutely. And they got that doofy waiter that's going to be doing it there.
There's a doofy waiter.
Yeah, real doofy looking
We're going to get to that doofy waiter in just a second here. Also, shout out to Utica Coffee, wakethehellup.com. If you need legal advice, contact my attorney, Dave Longaretta, at 315-735-6162. Thank you to Saranac Brewery. Thank you to Billy the Liquor Guy. He's the author of the book called Under Too Long. And if you want a good book about undercover agents infiltrating the bad guys, and that's kind of summing it up in a short little book report for you. That's pretty much what they do. It's an amazing book. It's a lot of action. It's called Under Too Long. You can find it on Amazon or wherever you get your books. And also, big ups to Ballsy, ballwash.com. Use promo code members only. Get yourself a 15% discount. Get you some hygiene for your groin area. Joel Meislin, I feel like you need some hygiene for your groin area.
They're normal size, but they do get smelly in the summer, brother.
They do. You should try the nut rub for that. They got a couple different products. Wash.
Is that to keep them clean, or is that recreational?
Ball Wash changed nut rub changed my life.
That it?
It's all under the blanket of Ball Wash. It's ballwash.com. The name of the company is called Ballsy, so they have a product called Ball.
Oh, I seen you pushing it.
Oh, it's great, man. The Ball Wash is for the shower.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of
it's not recreational.
It's got the charcoal. The recreational is for the nut rub.
Okay.
And it's a balm. And it's anti-itch, it's anti-chafe, it's anti-sweat, and you got the best smelling groin area in all of upstate New York.
Yeah, it's probably not hard to do in this area, but.
Oh, man, my old friend Joel Meislin hanging with me from the Mohawk Valley Cornhole. Would it be the Cornhole Association or the Cornhole Tournament? Or
we just ended it right there. It's like Mohawk Valley Cornhole.
Just Mohawk Valley Cornhole.
Yeah, it's a league, but it's not. You know, we don't have members. You don't have to join a group to play. So we just organize leagues. So.
Isn't it crazy how much Cornhole has taken off as a.
You know, I used to play in my backyard. You know, with like a $30 set I bought at like Phillipson's back at the time, and when I met my now fiance Teresa, she's like, "Oh, I play in a cornhole league," and I was like, "You play in a league?" People play, and we played, and she would just kick my ass in the backyard.
Now it's on ESPN.
Yeah, well, during the COVID shutdown thing, there was no sports anymore, so you could watch like 1976 Rose Bowl or. Two big guys in Bush's jerseys thrown in.
Do you know the history of cornhole? Like, you know, it was two stoners that are just sitting there bored out of their mind in their backyard.
Probably.
Just like,
if I had to guess.
You had to.
If I'm going to guess, I would say it's a couple of Nebraska farmers put some corn in a bag, and they cut a hole in the board and started throwing it.
Yeah.
Hence the name cornhole, which if you tell an older person you play cornhole, they look at you and go, because, back in the day it meant something else.
What do it mean?
I think it's
like a sexual reference.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to cornhole, boy. I'm going to cornhole you, boy.
Like a prison thing.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Or maybe not. Maybe it could be anything. But,
Come here, boy. I'm going to cornhole you.
Yeah, but watch. Tell like somebody in their maybe 60s, 70s that you're going to play cornhole, and they just look at you.
Yeah. So how long has this Mohawk Valley Cornhole thing been going on for? 2017,
actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Maybe 2018. I don't know. You know what? I don't know stuff.
And it's been growing.
Yeah, definitely. We just started a league in Rome 3 weeks ago, and we just put it out there that we're starting it, and we had 34 teams show up, and half of these people never even played before.
Really?
Yeah, and that's 34 teams of 2 people. Actually, it's 32 teams.
Cornhole is almost like the new bowling, because you go and you go because you know you're going to have a couple pops and have a good time and hang with your boys.
And people, they come and they drink their faces off and play.
Yeah,
and it's really what it is. It's eat food, drink beer, or twisted tea or whatever. Most people drink that now, and then they play cornhole.
Is that the only game you're offering? Is just cornhole? Are you doing like ladder ball, or what's the other one too?
Just
that
cornhole.
They do?
I mean, that's it. I mean, you could probably set up like a
Can Jam.
Yeah. And I talked about setting up Can Jam, and everyone's like, well, you might hit people with the Frisbee, and I just left it at that. Yeah.
You might hit people with the Frisbee.
Well, if you're playing Can Jam and there's people playing cornhole.
Gotcha, if you're right next to each other.
You know, I can't play Can Jam.
Really?
I have 3 dogs.
Oh, gotcha.
So, you know,
you can't play them at your house,
right,
but you can
throw
play.
the Frisbee, and then Can Jam's over. One throw, and it's done.
Yeah. And the dogs are all over it.
Right. They take it. It's in the woods. They chew it up, and then it's all done.
It's amazing to me how much cornhole has really become popular.
Well, anybody can play it.
Mm-hmm.
And we have all walks of life playing, and we have every ability playing, and everybody can compete. You have a person that played sports their whole life, and you have somebody that just drinks beer. And they can compete against each other. Some of the best players it just boggles you how good they are. You know, you're talking 3 bags in the hole, 4 bags in the hole every time.
Wow.
And
so there's some locals that could go pro.
Well, we have Connie, who founded the league, and she's just probably one of the best players in the area. I mean, there's a lot, and I'm not trying to diss anyone by saying that, you know, you're not as good as Connie, because that's not the case. I'm not a good player. I'm going to come out and say that.
Do you play?
I try to.
Yeah. Weekly?
You know, I've been playing for however many years, right? And we could start a league, and 2 guys can come in and say, well, I've never played competitively before, and they beat my ass. And I'm like, this is what I'm here for. I'm here to help you get better.
I'm your punching bag.
I'm your punching bag. You get better by beating me, gain some confidence, and now go get them, guys. And that's really what I do. But
you set them up.
I'm the fluff girl.
You're the sandbagger.
No, I'm not even the sandbagger. No, I'm the speed bump basically. But Connie she's absolutely amazing. The shots she makes and the science that goes into it, and the bags that she uses and the things that she makes them do when they hit the board. They slide, they bounce, they go in the hole. There's a lot to it. It's not just throwing it on there. There's strategy and all that to it.
Yeah.
But
do you know what the steps to take to become a professional cornholer is?
Yeah. So there's like 2 or 3 associations out there that claim to be the governing bodies of cornhole, and ACL is probably the biggest one and most recognized. That's the one you see mostly on television. You know, anyone that has that Bush's jersey that you see, Bush's Beans, great sponsor. And then I think Sausage is the other sponsor, right? That like
I've seen the Bushes. I
don't know the Brat guys there. I don't even remember the name of it. Shows you how much I pay attention. But the ACL, it's the big one, and you play in local tournaments, and then regional tournaments, and then national tournaments. And when you play and finish, you're awarded points. And then based on the points that you get, your
rankings.
You're invited to play in other tournaments, and then winning and placing into them gives you the opportunity to go pro. And I think right now there's only 1 pro in New York State.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's Bobby Speary out of Buffalo. And we actually went to a Bills game and we found a place online that was hosting a cornhole tournament, and we went and showed up, and it was a place that he hangs out with, and he happened to be there that night. Really cool guy, really good at cornhole.
Oh, I mean,
yeah.
And being really good, you're just throwing 3 bags.
No, he's throwing 3 and 4. He wasn't even trying though. He was just there having fun, having a few beers. And,
really?
Yeah.
Man. A hidden talent.
Yeah, it is. You should come check it out sometime, Z.
I will.
You should.
I will.
Absolutely.
I suck at cornhole. I've tried it many times. In fact, I got cornhole boards right over there at Todd Beretta. Shout out Todd Beretta and Peen's boards. Todd made me disruption.
Beretta?
Yeah, he made me disruption boards. They're right beyond that curtain over there. And I think I've used them 3 times.
Todd's making boards for Mohawk Valley Cornhole.
Is he?
Yeah, and we're going to have them available for sale by the end of the year. So.
Oh, cool.
Good stocking stuffer, cornhole boards.
Well, I don't think you're fitting a cornhole board.
They only weigh 25 pounds apiece. So. Yeah. No, it is a good gift.
Yeah, for sure.
If you want to buy local, what are your choices? Crystal meth, cornhole boards.
I love it. But Todd's doing some really, really good work.
Yeah,
I've seen him do some. There's the UC boards that he did with the beer caps.
Yes.
Did you see that one?
I did, yeah.
That was cool. I seen him do a couple of Yankee boards out there. And,
yeah, he does a bunch. He does the custom boards, really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
but he makes a nice. The thing about it is though, the board's got to be solid and it's got to be heavy. You know, if you go get some plywood and 2x4s and you throw boards together, which is I have like 4 sets of those at my house. You throw a 1-pound bag on it, it hits it, the board bounces.
Yeah, like the plastic ones you're talking about,
or even the plywood ones.
Yeah.
You know, because you're looking at a 10, 15-pound board. Actually, we have Dustin at Empire Boards made a bunch of the boards that we're using right now. He's out of Edmonston and he's actually an ACL director. And Gary up in Camden at Lucky Shots is ACL director too. I just want to shout out to both of these guys because they do a ton in this area to bring cornhole going. But Dustin also makes the boards down there, and he makes a nice board. And Todd's making one in that same fashion where it's more of a pro board, not one that you're going to get at Dick's Sporting Goods. I could say Dick's on this, right?
I prefer you say Dick's.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you can swear.
Good.
It's wide open. There's
I'm a known dick drawer. Did you know that?
Yes, I did know that. You forget we go back many years.
I draw dicks everywhere.
Yes, you do. Every dick you've ever seen on Varick Street from the years '88 to about 2006.
Yeah, that's
2006. Yeah, it's if any of those dicks that you saw on Varick Street, they were probably drawn by Joel.
Yeah. I have a distinctive style that I like to draw.
I do want to jump off subject. Last night, you probably don't want to talk about this because you're a Mets fan, but how about the Braves last night?
No, we could talk about it.
How about the Braves last night?
Talk about it. I couldn't watch it.
No?
No.
Just because you can't stand the Braves?
I can't stand the Braves, man. I'm a Mets fan. It's and this year has been a heartbreak for a Mets fan.
Yeah.
It
and
really
then with Darno being on the team, too. Watching him.
There's one on every team, man. There's a Mets cast-off on every team that's flourishing.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep. You can go around the league.
The Braves look good, though, last night. They looked good that whole series. They came around the second half of that season, right after the trade deadline.
Yeah, they've looked good since the 90s, see?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I'm kind of used to it.
Yeah.
Winning the division.
Yeah, but they haven't won since, like, 95.
Even still, though, they haven't won anything more than the division.
Right.
You know, and then they just keep winning the division.
Yeah.
Yep. But I don't know. It was good baseball.
Yeah.
It was good baseball.
I couldn't watch Houston win.
Well, you're a Yankee fan.
Not just a Yankee fan, but just come on, everything that they were accused of and got brought up on, and
everybody cheats, right?
Everybody does cheat. They just got caught.
They got caught. Well, no, I'm not gonna say everybody cheats. Everybody does what they can to win,
to get an edge.
To get an edge, right? But what they did was a little much, I guess. I don't know. I'm not saying it's good or it's bad.
They went way beyond the realms of cheating.
Yeah, they did.
Like beating on garbage cans.
And that whole thing comes back to the Mets, too, because Carlos Beltran would have been our manager. And I don't think the Mets would be in the disarray that they're in right now had Carlos taken over the team. So, fuck Houston. I agree with you.
Yeah. Where's Beltran now? Is he coaching at all?
Probably golfing.
Yeah. He would be a great manager.
Oh, I think he would have been, yeah.
Yeah. But now he's not able to?
I'm not sure that he stepped down. I don't know why. I mean,
is he like suspended from baseball because of all that?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think he was disciplined. I honestly don't remember. I know one day he was the manager and the next day he wasn't anymore. And then,
because of that Houston stuff.
Because of his role as a coach with the Houston thing.
Yep. Man, everybody does get an edge, though. You're right. Yeah. Every team does. Some way, shape, or form they do it, whether it's, in performing enhancing drugs.
Right.
Or just maybe cheating the way they did it, or stealing signs, or even breaking in the visiting locker room to steal their playbook. Who knows? There's just so many different. And then in the football side of things, I mean, look, Tom Brady's done for many years to get in edge on Deflategate and all that.
I don't care. The guy's been playing for 20
sport.
years, dude. You deflate a football. Who cares?
Right.
Yeah, give me a deflated football. It ain't gonna make a damn bit of difference. Can't even tie my shoes anymore.
But it was cool. It was cool to see the Braves win. I wanted to see some.
For you.
Yeah.
For you. For me, it's depressing.
Depressing.
Yeah, it is. It really is depressing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like Teresa's a big Bills fan, so she she can kind of relate to every year. I shouldn't have even brought it up. I'm sorry, Teresa, if you're watching. Bills are awesome.
Bills are 5-2 right now.
Yeah.
They look good. They really do look good. I mean, they haven't. Who have they played that was tough? Tennessee. Well, they lost to Tennessee.
Pittsburgh.
And Pittsburgh. Well, that was the opening game.
And they lost to them, yeah.
Yeah, opening game, right?
Yeah.
And Pittsburgh's doing okay, right? They're, 3-3 or something like that?
I don't think Pittsburgh's doing that great.
No, they're not.
No.
But I'd like to see Buffalo win a Super Bowl for once.
I honestly, for the city of Buffalo and for the fans, and I'm a Bronco fan, but when the Bills are playing, and if they're not playing the Broncos, I could root for them. Mm-hmm. I don't cry when they lose, but I don't mind watching them go and being out in Buffalo. I mean, we're fortunate where we're that close where we can go out and experience that, because it's an amazing thing to go to the stadium and just watch a game and watch them play live.
Do you think Arizona's for real this year?
They just lost to Green Bay, right?
Arizona, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. They just lost the receiver too, didn't they?
Did they?
I think so. I thought they did. I thought one of their guys got hurt. I don't know. Their quarterback's amazing, though.
Yeah, Kyler Murray's the
Stuff
real
that
deal.
He comes out with, yeah.
I'm very happy for, too, right now is Matt Stafford.
That's so.
How could you not be? He's been on a shitty team for the last decade.
Well,
and now he finally gets on a good team, and he's actually showing his worth for once.
Right. Now, my buddy Steve Cater is a big Lions fan, and I just thought Stafford sucked like the Lions did.
Right.
Apparently,
same.
Just the helmet was holding him back, and he took the helmet off. Now the guy's like a superstar.
He really is.
Yeah.
They always knew he was a superstar. They just put him on the wrong team. He had no protection, no weapons other than Megatron,
right.
And Megatron bailed on him. He retired kind of early.
Yeah, well, he had his moments of where he was doing stuff, but overall, it was like, all right, this guy's a bust. Maybe well, no, I don't think he is.
No, he's definitely not a bust.
Yeah, no, it is. It's the whole Detroit thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
Yep.
If you were to predict the Super Bowl right now, who's your two teams going in? And don't say the Denver Broncos.
No, I wouldn't, because that's not even a thing. The Broncos are like the Mets of the NFL.
Right.
Which is weird, because they both like orange and blue. That's their uniform.
And that's both your colors, right?
That's both my colors. So I wonder sometimes if it's I like my teams because of some mental deficiency where I'm attracted to the colors, like kind of like a bug would be. But no, who would I pick? Oh, man. I'm going to have to say, I think Buffalo's going to surprise some people and get there. I think they're going to get hot and make a run. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, I think the Rams are going to be there to give them a tough time.
Yeah. You think the Rams over the Cardinals?
Yeah.
And Cowboys look good, too, and I freaking hate the Cowboys.
Yeah, I do, too.
I can't stand it, but they do look really good this year.
You got the Rams just picked up Von Miller from the Broncos, which broke my heart. Mm-hmm. And it really did, because that guy was
the heart and soul of that defense.
Yeah, he's just fun. Even if the team sucks, it's fun to watch him.
And he's got a Super Bowl ring with him, too.
Yeah, he sure does with Peyton. But him and Donaldson, I think, is the Rams' other linebacker. Who's going to stop those two? Uh-huh. You got two guys you got a double team. There's 4-11 every game. So I think the Rams are going to wreak havoc.
They got a lot of weapons.
Mm-hmm. And Stafford, like you said.
Yeah.
So.
The games have been really good this year, though. A bunch of going into overtime. There's been some really close games.
No, they have been fun to watch.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's because maybe we were void of games for so long.
Maybe that could be it,
Now we're getting them back. But they seem pretty excited. Well, I was at opening day in Buffalo.
Were you?
Oh, yeah. That was amazing.
Against Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had some weird seats. We were up in the end zone, up sort of high against the wall and back. And then the offices were behind us. And they did a 9/11 tribute before the game.
Oh, cool.
Like half the stadium was crying, and then this airplane just buzzed over the stadium. This giant, I don't even know what it was. I'm sure it was I don't know, it had propellers. It was an airplane, but when it got halfway over, it turned sideways over everybody, and we were just like, took off. So just that type of, I don't even remember where I was going with this or why, but that type of electricity is,
it's amazing.
It is.
Did you jump through a table?
No. No.
Why has that become a Bills fan thing? Everybody's jumping through tables in Buffalo.
I witnessed some really cool stuff.
Did you?
And yeah, because we got there early. And then when we were leaving, we were driving away, and I wasn't driving. I got to look out the window, and I was watching just insanity. It was like Saranac Thursday times 20. Just the people falling down and the level of intoxication in Buffalo and the amount of partying going on.
I tell you, that town knows how to party.
Yeah, it does.
It does. Buffalo.
That's one thing they do well.
Buffalo throws down.
And they keep the bars open till 4 a.m.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I've played gigs in Buffalo before where you get out of there, by the time you're done packing up.
It's the next day?
It's the next day. Not only that, but the sun's coming up. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
By the time you tear down all the equipment, the PA, and you're packing up, it's like 6 o'clock in the morning. Then you can drive back to Utica.
You got any good shows coming up?
There's a bunch of stuff.
Nobody ever asks you questions, do they?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. There's a bunch of great stuff coming up.
What do you got?
Well, we're really excited about the Chevy Chase thing coming to the Stanley.
How crazy is that?
That's going to be awesome.
How did that happen?
So this promoter's bringing it to town, pretty much is what's happening.
Yeah.
And it's cool. We're watching Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
And then he does a Q&A afterwards.
Oh, no, I was reading about it. That's one of my favorite movies, man.
Yeah, me too.
And, I'm not really...
Chevy does like a little monologue in the beginning, and then
Yeah.
they watch the movie, and then after the movie's done, you do a Q&A with them. How cool would have that been if it was Caddyshack?
Oh, that would be amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
But still, Christmas Vacation's a number 2 for sure.
I don't know. I would like to go see it.
Yeah. You should, man. It's going to be a good one.
I would. Who gets to ask them questions? Are they going to like randomly drop people?
There's going to be moderators.
Uh-huh.
I think there's going to be 4 or 5 moderators. So, on different sides of the room with microphones and stuff. So you kind of like line up and talk to them. So that should be interesting. I'm also excited for the Almost Queen show. I don't know if you've seen them
Yeah,
yet.
my fiance was talking about that.
They're great.
Yeah, she's a Queen fan.
Since you can't see Queen anymore, it's the next best thing.
Right.
I remember watching them the last time they were at the Stanley, stood back there and going, wow, this is what it was like to watch Queen back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, they're in full garb, costumes. They sound great.
Oh, my. Yeah, we watched the movie when it came out, and she was in tears through half of it.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't like the movie.
No?
It just was off the timeline for one. How do you, this is what drives me crazy. Same thing with the Motley Crue movie. I'm sure you saw the Motley Crue movie, right?
Well, don't get me going about Motley Crue, but go down on Queen.
This is what drove me crazy about that, and it's kind of the same thing with the Motley Crue. How do you get that illustrious career wrapped up into an hour and 45-minute movie or a 2-hour movie? You can't.
Right.
You got to turn that into a series.
Right.
If you really want to get to the bones of the story, instead of, even in the Motley Crue movie, they were like, "Oh, this really didn't happen, but we threw it in the movie anyways." Like,
and they wrote it too, didn't they? Contribute to it?
No. What happens is, they took some of the stories from the dirt, and then they give it to the Netflix, and then they over Hollywood it.
Okay.
Because that's
I thought
what
they were involved in it.
No artist ever gets a final cut. The studio always gets final cut. So the studio is the one that usually puts the Hollywood sprinkle on it. So I don't even know why they would do that. And the scene that I'm talking about in the dirt, they were kind of doing blow with David Lee Roth.
And the mirror fell on his head?
And the mirror fell on him.
And then it looked like David Lee Roth, though. But young David Lee Roth. It was amazing.
And then in the movie, they go, "Oh, this really didn't happen." Then why'd you put it in the movie then? If it didn't happen.
Probably because it's the only thing that you remember from the movie. Because, I mean, really.
Come on, you don't remember that opening scene?
Yeah, I remember the opening scene.
The opening scene was epic.
Yeah.
I guess that really happened. Did you read the book itself?
No. So, me with Motley Crue, I grew up with Motley Crue. I mean, I was young, like 14, 15 when they came out. And I remember saving up my $12 to go see them in Syracuse. And I've never been more disappointed in seeing a band. They were falling down drunk.
Oh, I'm sure.
They couldn't sing. They couldn't play. I mean, this was Shout at the Devil. And it was just like, at the time, I didn't really think much of it. But then as it went on, I went and started to see some other bands. I was like, oh, this is what it's supposed to be like. Oh, wait, they're not supposed to be drunk and falling down, and you can't hear them. And, then we saw them again, and they were better. But still, it was like a bad meal. You don't forget it.
Yeah, I get it.
And that's why I eat at Joey's.
Great plug, Joel.
Oh, yeah.
No, with Motley, they're one of those bands that, like, they're either really good or really bad. There's no in between.
Absolutely.
And nowadays, poor Vince Neil can't even sing anymore.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Yeah, I didn't know cake would ruin your voice, like eating a lot of cake.
But back to that Queen thing, they just jumped over the timeline. The same thing happened, and that's why I compare the two movies. The same thing happened with the Queen movie. Is like they were throwing things in there that didn't even really happen.
I think the whole movie they just set up so that they could recreate that. What concert was it? The big. It wasn't Farm Aid. It was.
It wasn't Farm Aid.
No, was it We Are the World one? Which one was that?
We Festival or something like that. It was at Wembley Stadium.
I just remember Weird Al Yankovic's "We Are the Worms." Remember "We Are the Worms" out on the sidewalk? Yeah, the whole movie was just to recreate that one part.
But there was some cool parts of both movies.
Yeah.
But I like it if it's going to stay on the timeline. Like the other thing that drove me crazy about the Motley Crue thing is Tommy Lee, when they were practicing in the beginning, is wearing a Hulkamania shirt.
Yeah, that's not possible.
No, it's not possible because when Motley started back in '81, Hulkamania wasn't even a thing.
See, I don't.
Hogan was a wrestler at the time, but he wasn't Hulkamania at the time.
I don't notice shit like that.
I do.
I know.
I'm picky.
I wish I was. I don't know if I have the capacity to be like that.
But the guy that played Ozzy,
yeah,
that guy was spot on.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
That guy was definitely spot
just
on.
like him.
Yeah. And in fact, if they were to ever do an Ozzy movie, he has to play him. Has to.
I'm trying to think when he was in there.
So he was the one. He was peeing in the pool.
Oh yeah. He did look, and he had the voice and everything.
That's crazy. Yeah. And Ozzy needs like a whole series.
He had one.
Well, besides the Osbournes, I mean, if they're gonna like do a movie about him or some kind of documentary,
as long
or
as
something.
they subtitle it,
so right?
It's amazing how somebody could sing so clear and then talk the exact opposite.
Right. Have you seen Ozzy live?
Actually, the first time I saw Metallica, they opened for Ozzy.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's how old I am
for All
too.
Tour?
No, that was Ride the Lightning, man.
Ride the Lightning
with Cliff. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that is how old I am.
Where'd you see that show?
That was in Syracuse at War Memorial.
Wow.
Back when that was the Onondaga War Memorial.
Yeah. I
still got my ticket for it somewhere, I'm sure. But yeah, that was Ozzy walking around barefoot, Bark at the Moon. It was amazing. And I'm not a huge Ozzy fan. I'm more along the Dio lines of the Black Sabbath thing, but it was cool to see. And looking back at it now, I think about it was absolutely amazing to see.
Teresa's saying, "Wow, Joel, you're old."
Yeah, well,
you're so old. That must have been epic, though. Ozzy and Metallica together.
Yeah, it was cool stuff.
It was cool. People could say they saw that.
No, well, everybody seems to. Everyone seems to have been there, but yeah.
Is there that one band you would trade in all your concerts for to go see one time? Living or alive, or living or dead?
Led Zeppelin, it would probably have to be.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, the whole lineup. And but I don't know. I've seen Metallica so many times. I'd probably go see him again.
Zeppelin in mid-70s.
When I was a kid.
Yeah.
In
71, 72, maybe even 75 when they did Song Remains the Same.
Yeah. That time when my parents were listening, my mother was listening to it. And that's how I, heard it going on in the house. So had all the 8 tracks.
Was that the first band you were obsessed with?
I think it was actually The Who. I was like, whatever my mom listened to when I was growing up. I mean, I was fortunate. My mom was wicked cool.
Yeah.
And I don't think you've ever met her.
I know.
No, I know. Our buddy Todd Hunter was very close with her, and Todd can testify to how cool my mom was. But whatever she listened to, I listened to, until she went disco for a couple of years. She came right back after that, though. But I think The Who and the Cars, and that it's a weird mix, but that's about where she was, and those are the songs that make me think of her. Now that I'm thinking about her, I used to go to bed at night. We had a piano in the house, and she would go over and play, and she would play the Commodores on the piano, right, and the Beatles. So that's what I grew up listening to.
Wow, actually, what was your first show?
Oh my God, Bon Jovi and Eddie Money at the Stanley.
Really?
Yeah.
So Bon Jovi opening for Eddie Money.
Bon Jovi opened for Eddie Money.
And
He's a Little Runaway.
Okay, so it's the solo album, the first self-titled album.
They said at that show, they said this is the first time we've played outside of our hometown in Jersey or whatever.
Wow.
Yeah. They opened for Eddie Money, and at the time I was like 14 or 15, and I think I had maybe 2 beers.
times were different back then.
Yeah. And then, but
did you like Bon Jovi at the time?
I didn't know who he was.
But after
Never
watching
heard of
that
him.
show,
For about 10 minutes.
yeah.
It was all right. Like, this is pretty cool. It's pretty tight. And then it was like, okay, all right. I wouldn't mind being Bon Jovi, but I don't necessarily want to listen to him anymore. And then I think right after that show, there was a band called Helix came to town with Black Sabbath. And Ian Gillan from Deep Purple was the singer for Black Sabbath. Born Again was the album they were touring on. So it was like sort of, if you ordered Black Sabbath from Wish.com, that's the Black Sabbath that would have showed up. Not that great. But we went out and waited out for tickets to get front row seats. And I don't know if you remember the Stanley back in the day. What was next door?
The Chavos.
It was a strip club.
Yeah, a strip club.
Yeah, so I told my mom I was sleeping at my friend Bill's house. Bill told his mom he was sleeping at my house. So mom's like, check in before you go to bed. So I go into the Chavos, go over to the payphone, put a quarter in, call my mom, turn around, look at the stage. And there's the first pair of mature boobies I ever saw.
Yeah.
While I'm talking to my mom going, I'm staying at Bill's house. Yeah, so that was a great show, though. And they made it all worthwhile.
So Black Sabbath and Helix.
Yeah.
At the Stanley Theater.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And Helix they were, you remember them at all?
Kind of.
Yeah, they weren't that great. They were just, I don't know, they got an album. So
How was Sabbath that night?
Geezer Butler was amazing because we ended up getting front row seats because we were the first one when the box opened up in the morning, and our seats were right in front of Geezer. So watching him play, and the plaster was actually coming down off the ceiling from the vibration, and there were bats flying around and everything because they were, the Stanley wasn't used a lot back then. I don't think.
Back in the early 80s?
Yeah, early, mid-80s.
Mid-80s?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Mid-80s.
And then Ian Gillan went on to do Badlands, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't he the singer on that album?
He definitely was.
With Jake Ely and who else was
playing? You know your shit, Z. That's amazing.
Eric Singer was the drummer on that, who's with Kiss now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ian Gillan. And then wasn't Billy Sheehan in that band too? He might have been. I don't know. That album kicks ass, though. I love that album.
Which one?
Badlands.
Badlands, okay.
Yeah.
Ian Gillan came out, and he was singing along. They opened up with their new song at the time. It was Zero the Hero, which is probably the only song worth talking about on that album. And he's bouncing around. He's kind of a big guy like me. And I don't know why he thought it would be cool to wear leather pants. But as he's bouncing around, his fly, dropped down. So we're all sitting in the front row, and everybody's, laughing at him. And he's singing, and he's like, why is everybody laughing? And I'm pointing, and I go, your fly's down! And I'm, in the thing yelling. And he, looks at me, and he looks down at his fly, and he goes, fuck, like that. A roadie comes out with a pair of pliers, bends down in front of him, grabs the fly, and goes, runs back out. Now, that was actually the best part of the show. And if you were there, you remember that. There's no way you forget that.
Oh, my God, that's hysterical. Well, that was the roadie's one job.
He had the pliers ready, dude. I mean, I'm sure they walk around with them on their belt.
Yeah.
And, in case you ever have to use them, but.
He got one job to zip up his zipper. That's hysterical. Do you have any shows on the horizon that you're going to attend?
Funny you should ask.
Yeah.
Mastodon in Albany. I am a huge Mastodon fan.
At the new concert hall that they're doing? What's the name of the place? Because Upstate Concert Hall moved to downtown Albany.
I'll be honest with you, Z.
Yeah, you don't even know.
I don't even know where I'm going. The day of, we'll probably put it in GPS, and I'll just make sure it's the right day and go out there, because I've done that before.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, I've been a week early for shows. My sister Carla never lets me forget about it. But yeah, Mastodon, Opeth, and
Mastodon's playing with Opeth?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I got third row seats to that because I didn't stay up and go to a strip club, but got them online. Clicked, because I have a special credit card that gives you a early access code.
Okay.
Yeah. So Teresa and I are going. She's not a huge fan, but she's been telling me every day how much the new album sucks since it came out.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Have you seen anything recently?
Oh, what did we see? I feel like I just saw. Oh yeah, I just saw Slipknot out in Syracuse. But
they always put on a great show.
Oh, I've never seen them before, and I was really, I was impressed.
That was your first time?
I've never seen them before, and that was the first concert I've been to in a while. Actually, the last concert before that was Metallica in Buffalo, and
Slipknot is punishing live.
They're silly.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it's almost like watching a carnival.
Yeah, it is.
You don't even know where to look.
Yeah. Right. There's just so much going on at once.
Yeah.
And the light show's over the top too.
Yeah, the whole thing, the setup, everything.
The costumes, even in between. Did he make everybody lay on the ground and jump up and do all that stuff too?
Yeah. And half of the audience was too old, and they were like, "Get up!"
I don't want to do this, Corey.
Yeah. And the other Joel that I went with, actually, the guy that I hang out with, his name is Joel as well. Oddly enough, and I had to help him. We helped each other up.
Surprised you even got down.
We sat down. We didn't get down on the floor. We sat there, and then when he was like, "Jump the fuck up," I was like, I got up and I looked. So like, "Come on!" And I helped him up. And we're like, "Yeah." If you know Slipknot, you know that part. It's kind of cool to see 5,000 people all lay down on the floor and then jump up.
Human fireworks.
It kind of was, yeah.
Yeah. They always put on such a great show.
Oh yeah.
But I've noticed, because I've seen Slipknot a couple times. To me, it's always kind of the same show.
Yeah.
They don't really change it up. Like the set list is always kind of the same, but it's an amazing show. If you haven't seen them, go see them.
I'm surprised they don't cover anything. They don't really interact with the audience much more than, it almost seems like they're just putting on the same show every night.
Yeah.
With what they did.
He's got Stone Sour for covers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I forget about that sometimes.
He's got that band, too.
It's like heavy metal Bon Jovi.
Corey Taylor, though, is one of the best frontmen in the scene, though.
No, he knows how to capitalize.
He does.
Yeah.
He does. He commands an audience, that's for sure. And to make 10,000 people lay on the ground and all jump up at the same time.
Yeah.
That's some power.
Right. Walk into a room and say, "All right, everyone on the ground, now jump up." No. Not going to happen.
Not going to happen at all. Everybody look at you like you have 5 heads.
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy. Do you guys pump music during the cornhole leagues?
Actually, at 12 North, Jake Docksetter was bringing his speaker.
Was he?
And he was just playing it. And then at 12 North, this dude Debo just hooks his speaker up. He brought it because at the Rome Polish home, we didn't have any music, and he just plays it. And I don't really pay attention to it, but Teresa mentioned it was like the best music she's listened to, like the mix that he had in the station that was going. So there's a little bit going on, and it's a little bit different. But when Jake does it, it's definitely a little bit heavier. Yeah.
Right on. And so the back of the 12 North too, right? Didn't they build like a new area for you?
So yeah, Doug is building. It's almost done. He's building. I would want to call it a barn but it's on a concrete slab. And it's going to have doors and garage doors that open up in the summer and make it pretty cool. And it's going to be its own little separate space, big enough to put 5 sets of boards. So 5 sets of boards, you can run 6 teams on each board. Mm-hmm. So 30, 60 people a night playing on there. We do 6 sets of boards at the Rome home.
Uh-huh.
And we've got
so that's usually average, people. Like 6?
No, not. We used to play a place in Rome with 4 boards, and we used to pack. I've seen 30 teams in there before. Run slow and it gets tight, but the place in Rome is really big, so you're not really elbowing anybody.
Yeah.
And there's a bar area downstairs, and there is a little bar upstairs right where we play. So, it's you can mingle in between and be out of the way, but still watch what's going on.
How'd you get involved with it?
How did I get involved with the league, or just playing cornhole?
In the league.
In the league, Connie was running it, and when they approached her to go pro, I've always talked to her, if you ever need help, and she's like, here, now I need help. I step back. She's got to focus on going pro because she's got to travel a lot, and she's got to win matches and get points to get the ability to play in the pro level. So I kind of just stepped up, and I used to run the car dealership. I had the office supply company before that. You know me for making pizzas because for some reason I just can't sit down and relax when it's my day off. And I just sort of jumped on it. So it looks like something fun and different, and I like to be busy. I'm painting parking lots now.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
How's that going for you? So this is a new endeavor. Plug it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. It's like the lines in the parking lots. I got the machine. I put the paint in it, spray the line, and paint the line. It's not rocket scientist, obviously, because I can do it. Did I say it's not rocket scientist?
It's not rocket science. You're not a rocket scientist.
That just proves it.
Yeah.
You don't need to be able to speak well to paint. But yeah, if somebody needs their lines painted, I go out and paint them. Now Teresa's a nurse, so we play cornhole. We call our team name when we play together. We're Needles and Lines, which is the best team name ever.
That's great.
Yeah.
So what's the name of your The painting company?
Oh, it's my last name, Meislin's. It has a little bit of people remember the name, so as a tribute to my grandfather and my uncle who ran businesses with that name, I kept it, and I call it Meislin Stripe. And sign is illegal, but it's Meislin Stripe.
Have you been busy?
In the summer I was. I'm all done now. It's too cold to paint, you know. But for the first year of doing it, coming out of the pandemic, I can't really complain.
Nice.
And I had some fun with it.
What made you decide to stripe parking lots?
Well, how much time you got?
We got time.
Okay.
We got a little time.
No, I'll do it quick. When I worked at the dealership, the manufacturers were very strict about how the dealership had to look, and they would do a facility inspection every 30, 60, 90 days, whatever. And they did the facility inspection, and they failed us for a bunch of little things like cords sticking out in the public and dirty windowsill. And then they said we didn't have any lines in the parking lot. Painted, the windows were dirty. So, you know, I went and got people to correct this and fix that and clean that up. And then it come time to do the line thing, and I'm calling people, and I can't get anyone to come down because I think I did it wrong. I was telling them I got a small job. I should have told them I'm from a big dealership. I need some lines painted. And we're going to start with this little area that I need, and then you can do the rest and get the little area done. And then forget about them. But I did it the wrong way. Nobody would come down and do it. So I went and I bought some paint that you put in the machine and you walk on it, and it doesn't really look good, but I got it done. And then I had to do a stencil that said the manufacturer's name, customer parking here. And I cut the stencil myself on a cardboard and laid it down and painted it. And I was like, geez, you know, if I ever leave this, I'm going to figure out how to do this because there's a need for the small job that needs to be done. And that's how I did it.
And that's how it happened.
Just like, yeah, and there's actually a picture of me, like, dressed up, painting the parking lot somebody took because it was hot out. I was swearing and sweating through my suit. And yeah.
Do you like it?
Do I like painting?
Yeah. Do you like doing it?
So I did a place up in Carthage this summer. It was a HUD home, and it was a subcontract. The paver found me. I was talking to him in line at Lowe's. You know, he saw his shirt, and he's like, oh, I got a place. I need someone to do it. Can you get up there quick? I'm like, yeah, what the hell? I looked at the place on Google Maps. I told him how much. I told Teresa in the morning. I said, well, I'm going to run up there. I'm going to leave here at 6. I'm going to get up there at 8. I'm going to lay it out, have it painted, laid out by noon, have it painted by 2. I'll be home for dinner. And I get up there, and I'm laying it out, measuring it, and chalking it, and I look at my watch, and it's 1 in the afternoon now. I've been going from 6 a.m. to 1, and I'm like, I'm fucked. Absolutely fucked. I'm never going to get home. So I'm going along. I look at my watch again. It's now 8 o'clock, and I'm starting to paint. So I ended up getting home about 1 a.m. on that job,
wow.
And I quoted it like I was going to be up there for 5 hours. So it can be fun, but you don't know what you're doing sometimes. But I'm all by myself. I got the music on.
Yeah.
I do my thing, and man, the place looks. You walk up there, and you're going to be like, those lines look great.
Nice.
Nobody ever says when they look at a parking lot, except for me.
If anybody's interested in getting their parking lot striped, how do they get in touch with you?
Just find me in the spring. Call me. I'm on Facebook. Right off the Facebook page, you can call me. I have a website that I just took down because there's no need to have it up for the winter. Mm-hmm. Put it back up in the spring, but right off the Facebook page, you can get me.
And how about the cornhole? You're still looking for teams?
Well, we're going to start another league. So right now we're doing Wednesday nights in Rome.
Okay.
All right. Right after Thanksgiving, we're going to do Monday nights at 12 North. And it's going to be a league. You can bring a partner. If you don't have a partner, there's people that come up by themselves. We can match them up with a partner. And we're going to do Friday nights in Rome at the Polish home. And we're going to do that as like sort of a blind draw where you can show up with a friend or 2 friends, three friends, and you play a bunch of people randomly, and then you take your win-loss rankings and we divide you into teams, and then we have a little quick tournament. And if everybody throws in $10 at the end of the night, we pay it back to the winners. Oh, cool. So you win a couple bucks while you're having some fun, having a beer or two. And the Rome Polish home has a great fish fry, and I think it's like under $13 for the fish fry. They serve it till 7:30. Coincidentally, our league starts at 7:30. So come a little earlier, have a fish fry, support the Rome Polish home, and play some cornhole.
Yeah.
And if anyone's interested in the singles league on Tuesday night, we're going to be running that a couple weeks just to start it out, feel it out, because I don't think anyone's really doing a singles league in town where one person goes and plays. Most of them do it with partners, so we're going to fill it out and see if it works, and then put something together and go from there. And after Thanksgiving, 12 North is going to be all set for the winter, and we're going to be running up there inside. And then once the spring comes,
it's going to be heated.
Yeah,
yeah,
it has to be. Yeah, it has to be because it gets cold. And I can't forget about the veterans on Whitesboro Street in Yorkville, and the
VFW.
No, the veteran American Veterans. Oh my gosh, why can't I remember who they are? The Pendolph brothers, Larry and Anthony, run it down on Main Street in Yorkville. Well, they don't run it. They're Sparrows. They're commander, and they have a shed out back, and they have a couple propane heaters going on in there, and they have a Thursday night league going too. So we help them out with that. And when we do these leagues, we have scoreboards, little tablets on each board, and then they're hooked up to a computer wirelessly. So you're putting in your score as you go, and you submit it, and then it assigns you to your next court. It sends you a notice on your watch or your phone that you're up, where you're up. Oh, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like I said, I didn't invent any of it. I just enjoy using it. And
technology is amazing.
And it really helps us out, too. It makes it so smooth and neat.
Yeah.
And we use that with all the leagues that we do, and we have a really smooth running league.
Saves you on the data entry, right?
Absolutely, it does.
How long does the league last for? How many weeks?
We do them in like 6-7 week segments.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. No, so my partner Justin Buck, who I do this with, he does all the technology on it, and he's obviously the brains of the operation. When, and
you're the beauty.
I'm not
He's
even
the brains.
that.
You're
I
the
don't
beauty.
even know what I am. Yeah. No.
You're just the one that gets shit done, though, Joe.
I don't
You've always
even know
been
if
a
that's
go-getter.
what it is.
What do you mean?
Know.
You've always worked your ass off.
I try to.
Mm-hmm.
I try to. I hope that's what people think of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I think about it.
Well, thank you, Z.
It was good to see you, man. We got to do this again. I got to cut this kind of short, though. We're talking to Freddie Rubino, comedian Freddie Rubino, in a little while.
Oh, that's
We're
cool.
going to do that live on the Uncle Louie channel. They're having a big show this weekend at the Stanley.
I'm going.
You're going to be there.
Yeah.
You're coming this weekend.
I got Teresa and her friend Mary tickets, and I'm going to run along with her.
Oh, beautiful. It's going to be a great show. It's going to be funny. You laugh your ass off. We need to laugh.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
We need to laugh.
And I'm not joking. If you need to go have dinner beforehand, Joey's is a place to go have dinner. I mean, it is absolutely. I help Matt out sometimes on the tables down there, and you very rarely see somebody unhappy. You never see anybody unhappy with their meal.
He's the best chef around.
He's amazing.
He is.
He really is. And, we used to work together at a dealership, and that's how we know each other, and we just kind of remain friends because
Matt's good people.
we're the same type of guy, I think. Yeah.
Matt's good people.
Yeah. And I like helping him out here and there.
So on Saturday, they're doing a family style thing where you can just go in and pay a couple extra bucks and go eat a meal before you go to the show, and you get to eat food with Carlo and Lou and Freddie Rubino and Mike Marino and all the other guys whose last names end in a vowel. They're all going to be there.
Right.
If your name ends in an O, chances are they're going to be at Joey's that night, and then at the Stanley afterwards. Anyways, they'll all be in the house, and it's really cool. I brought Mo in there last week, and it was awesome. Grabsky shut down the whole place for us, and it was Game 1 of the World Series. We turned the TV on, and I mean, dude, he just kept on bringing out more food and more food.
What did you have?
We did family style too. So there was chicken, and then there was eggplant parm, and of course the macaronis and the salads.
You remember Anthony's eggplant parm at Pasquale's?
I do.
Matt's it's just like that.
It is. It really is. It's really delicious.
Yeah,
it is. Yep. Joey's is killing the game. He's doing a great job. Yep. So, that should be fun. But, tonight we're going to talk to Freddie Rubino, probably about a half hour, actually. I got to set it up in a little bit. But we looking forward to that. It's going to be a great show over at the Stanley. There's a lot of tickets left, so if you guys want to go and laugh your asses off this weekend on Saturday night, come on down, bring the family, and have a great time.
Too. I mean,
laugh your ass off, for sure.
What was that, like $35, $40 for
something like that. I don't even know. I should know.
That's ridiculously inexpensive.
And you got 4 top-notch comedians. Freddie Rubino's been all over the world with his comedy. Mike Marino, too. Mike Marino's been in movies.
I've been driving around this town. People need to laugh.
Yeah.
Everyone's driving around. They're all poopy faced.
You're right,
People need to laugh.
You're right.
Yeah.
Plug some of your social medias and how people can get in touch with you through the Mohawk Valley Cornhole.
Mohawk Valley Cornhole on Facebook is really the biggest one that we run, and we put our news and stuff up there. We send out an email, but that's pretty much to the people that play in the league, so they know what's going on with standings and stuff like that. But right on Facebook, Mohawk Valley Cornhole, and you can find me on there too. Most people that already know me know how to get a hold of me. But if you want to play cornhole, shoot me a message, and I'll make it easy for you. Don't be intimidated by it. There's always intimidation when you're doing something new and you don't know the people in the room that you're walking into, and that's something you don't need to have with this, man. It's like a really close group. And, I always come to the point where I just start stuttering, and it's that. Right
Me too.
Here. It's right here. I'm done. No more words.
We're done.
Words broken.
It's a tight-knit crew.
Yeah, it's a tight-knit group. Yeah. No, they're all good people, and everybody likes each other. Everybody helps each other, and we welcome new people in with open arms.
Yeah.
We help you out. The bags are crazy. They go anywhere from $60 to $130 a set, right? Freaking bags.
Wow.
Yeah, I should have brought you a set to show you, but
no egos or any of that?
Huh?
No ego trips or any of that?
Oh, yeah, you get a little of that. Yeah, I mean, when there's competition involved, ego.
There's always an ego.
Yeah, ego drives a man. It's not always a bad thing.
It's true.
Yeah.
True, good point.
And a woman.
Awesome.
And the other stuff.
Joel, come back sometime, man.
Anytime,
I would love to do this and shoot the shit.
Man.
And I feel bad we got to cut this a little bit short, but come back if you have anything you need to promote or want to get out there. I tell everybody, use my platform. That's what it's for. It's the community platform.
Yeah. Well, we got to get you over to come play.
Yeah.
That's what we got to do. We got to get you to come over and play.
I'm so bad at cornhole.
It doesn't matter. You have fun.
I'm good at drinking beer.
You're a social motherfucker. You come and have a beer. And
sometimes.
Yeah.
I got to mentally prepare myself to go out nowadays.
No, I know. I'm the same way.
I have to mentally prepare myself.
Yeah, there's some days.
Go out, I'll be fine. But then there's days where I can't do it.
I stay home and my dog is the only person I talk to. 3 dogs, and I'm like,
I know what you mean, brother.
Yeah.
I know what you do. I know exactly what you're talking about. Thank you to EJA Moving Services, Joey's at 307, Utica Coffee, my attorney Dave Longaretta, Saranac Brewery, Under Too Long, Billy the Liquor Guy. Check out that book. It's amazing. Check it out on Amazon or wherever you buy your books. And, of course, Ballsy, ballwash.com. See, the ball wash, ballwash.com. The charcoal is really cool because you do it in the shower, but I'm telling you, the nut rub really changed my life.
Show it to me when we shut this off.
I did something really stupid the other day. I have this balm. It's like a CBD balm that I put on my back or my arthritis if I'm hurting or whatever. And the other morning I got up and just didn't pay attention and reach into the medicine cabinet. And instead of reaching for the CBD balm, I pulled out nut rub. So I put nut rub all over my back, not even realize. I'm like, how come it's not giving me the active sensation? I looked and I'm like, oh, it's nut rub. So I got but now my back smells Forest Fresh.
I thought you were going to tell me you put CBD on your dick.
No, I should though. I should. What would happen if you put CBD on your dick?
Your dick's kind of high right now.
Joel Meislin, my friend, it was so great to see you, man. Thanks for spending the time. And we'll see you guys again. I'll see you again next week for sure. Later.
Thank you, Z. Thanks for having me, brother.
Thank you, bro.
All right, man.